Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm making a McGriddle. I'm going to show you exactly how I make it step by step so you get the same results. So if you got a few minutes, grab a coffee or something to drink, come hang out with me in the kitchen, and I'll show you how to put these together. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a simple pancake batter. If you want to use Bisquick, go right ahead, or any already made pancake batter, feel free. So for this batter, we're going to use 1.5 cups of flour. Okay, that's 1.5 cups. We're going to use 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm just going to put in that much, almost a tablespoon. 1/2 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to eyeball it and just put in a little shake there. 1 tablespoon of sugar. I'm going to use 1 tablespoon of cane sugar, and I'm also going to use a nice big tablespoon of brown sugar. You're going to need 1.25 cups of milk. I have some buttermilk that I got from making some butter out of cream. So I'm going to measure out 1.25 cups. You're also going to need a couple tablespoons of butter. And finally, you're going to need some vanilla or almond powder. I'm going to use almond powder because I like the way that tastes. Did I say almond powder? I mean almond extract. I don't know why I do that. All right, so let's get a little bit of almond extract, and then we're going to go ahead and stir this to combine. Now that the pancake batter is done, I'm just going to let this sit, and I'm going to start making my bacon and my sausage patties. Don't forget to add that egg. I almost forgot, and it was sitting right there in front of me. No shells allowed. And then let's just get this incorporated. Good enough for me. So I'm just gonna add some bacon to a hot camal and get that fried up. And then while these are cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get my sausage seasoned so I can make my mini sausage patties for our little McGriddles. This is the pork that I'm using. I bought this at my last grocery haul at Fred Meyer's for $5. I'm not gonna use the whole pound. I'm only going to use 1/2 pound because I'm only just going to make a few little McGriddles for Amato and I to have for breakfast. Whoops. So I'm just going to take out half of this. To my pork, I'm going to add a little bit of celery salt. This is all just going to be to flavor. So season to your own taste. A few dashes of pepper flakes. A little bit of Redmond salt, and I had these were actually garlic and onion pieces. I just pulverized them to make a powder. So I'm going to put some garlic powder and onions in here. And then, of course, I'm going to add a little bit more nutritional yeast. And then we're just going to mix this really well. Use whatever flavorings you like. If you like a traditional breakfast sausage and you have the spices to make that happen, by all means, go ahead. If you want to just buy the little sausage patties already made, they had those on sale at Fred Meyer's too, but I don't know. I felt like I would get more use out of the bulk 1 pound package of ground sausage than I would out of the sausage patties. All right, so this is mixed together. Our bacon is doing good. Let me see if I can show you the bacon. It's right there. So we're gonna go tend to the bacon, and then after that, we will mold and cook our sausage patties for our McGriddles. Okay, the bacon is getting nice and crispy. I'm going to remove these and put these on a towel lined baking sheet. All right, I'm gonna put my last few slices of bacon down. The hardest part is not snacking on the bacon while you're waiting for the rest of it to cook. All right, my bacon is finished. I'm gonna add that. Oh, I just got some hot oil on my finger. I'm gonna add that to my paper towel lined baking sheet so it can drain. I'm only making 2 McGriddles. So what I'm going to use to make sure that everything is the same size, I'm going to use some mason jar rings. You want to make sure that your ring is upside down. So this is the inside. And then what I'm going to do is just fill the inside of this to make my patty. Super easy. It's a great way to make sure that all of the items in your McGriddle are the same size. Okay, there's one. And then just turn it upside down and it will fall right out. So I'm gonna put that on my hot griddle and do the next one. If you want to make them as thin or as thick as you want, these I'm calling adult McGriddles. These aren't the little wanky ones that you get from McDonald's. You're actually going to be able to taste your sausage, and we're gonna put some syrup inside of our pancake batter. It's gonna be delicious. These are so good. I'm so excited to share this with you. Okay, so this second one is going to go on the griddle as well. And we're gonna let those cook. So go ahead and fry the sausage patties until they're completely cooked through. And then we will move on to the McGriddle part, the pancake part. So you can see I decided to make 3 patties. This one right here I made a little bit thinner than the other 2, just so you guys can see. I'll do one with a thin and one with a thick patty, just so you can see how your McGriddle is going to come out if you choose to use more meat, which again, for hungry men, adults, you're gonna want more meat. So now we're gonna go ahead and give these a flip. Looking good. You hear that sizzle? While the sausage patties are cooking, I'm going to get my rings prepared for the pancake batter. What you're going to want to do is to oil the inside of these rings very well. So I'm just going to use some avocado spray, and I'm going to spray on the inside very well. Our sausage is done, so I'm going to remove that and add that to the paper lined baking sheet pan that I have with the bacon on it. Okay, I do not want to cook my pancakes on this because all they're going to do is stick to it. So I'm going to clean my pan, just give it a rinse and a little scrub just to get some of these solids off of it, and then I will bring you back when we're ready to cook our pancakes. Don't mind the overhead fan. My windows will get foggy if I don't turn it on when there's a lot of steam, but I found that the easiest way to clean a pan with all that caked on stuff is just to put some water on it, and technically you're deglazing your pan, and then you can just pour it either in the trash can or down the drain. So I'm going to go ahead and get this rinsed off, and cleaning my pan is done. I didn't even have to scrub it. Okay, for the next part, I'm just going to spray some of the cooking spray, the avocado oil on my pan. I'm going to set my rings on my pan to get warm. And then I just cut four, where's the camera? I just cut 4 little pats of butter. I'm gonna put in the center of each pancake ring. Okay, next what you're gonna do is you're gonna fill up each ring, but you don't wanna fill them up all the way because they will leak out a little bit. So you want to fill them up enough so when they puff up, that will, they'll puff up to the rim of your ring, and then you'll be able to flip it over. But this is kind of a messy part, but it's so worth it and it's so much fun. Let this cook for a minute or two. And then once they've kind of cooked on the bottom and formed a crust, we're gonna add a drizzle of maple syrup through each one to give it that McGriddle flavor. But if you add the maple syrup now while the pancake batter hasn't cooked, all it's going to do is just fall to the bottom and it's going to just make a mess on your pan. So just give it a minute or two and then go ahead and put in your maple syrup. Now that the pancakes have had a time to cook on the bottom and form that crust, I'm going to add a little bit of, well, add as much maple syrup as you want. It's kind of, you don't want to use too much, but you want to make sure that you get that maple flavor all around your pancake batter. So I'm trying to be careful because the spout on this is very wide. I want some over here on this side too. Okay. Look at how it's bubbling. These are just about ready to flip. I'm not going to promise that it's not going to be messy and it's going to be absolutely beautiful like you would see on Food TV Network, because this is real life cooking. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to flip this one. Okay, we don't have any batter running from the bottom. That's a good sign. Okay. Here we go. Oop. That's okay. That's to be expected. We'll just let that go. We will remove all of that. It won't even show on the final product. So let's go ahead and do another one. There we go. It's just sometimes you're like, oh man, I just want it to be perfect and not have to worry about it, but that's okay too. These are good little munching pieces. Quality control, so you know what your batter tastes like. Make sure it's good. All right, let's go ahead and do this one. And we'll finish with this last one. Not bad, not bad. All right, we're gonna finish letting these cook. I'll bring you back when they're done. All right, at this point, you can attempt to take off the rings. They're gonna be very hot. I'm gonna throw them in the sink because I'm gonna reuse them for the egg. Actually, I'm just gonna set them off to the side because I'm gonna use all the oil on the inside of these. These are just coming off great. You can see that they're still not cooked all the way. So you wanna make sure that you leave those rings on until the sides of your McGriddle are cooked all the way through. Otherwise the batter will come seeping out just like it is here at the top. we're just gonna let that one go for a little while longer. And if you want to give it another flip, kind of flatten it out a little bit. And turn the heat down a little bit because you do have that maple syrup. You don't want it to burn on your pan, but that will just make everything stick even worse. Get that off of there. Whoop. And then I'm just gonna flip this one just to get it. I think I flipped this one prematurely. All right, now that the lid's off, I know that that's cooked well enough. I'm gonna move these onto a parchment paper lined tray, and I'm gonna throw these in my toaster oven just on warm to keep, I just want to keep them warm while I finish the eggs. I think the eggs are the hardest to do, especially if you like your eggs a specific way, but I'm gonna make mine with a soft yolk so it's runny. But if you want to scramble yours, go ahead and do that, but I'm gonna make mine over medium. So inside each ring, I'm gonna crack my egg. Season your egg like you normally would. I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt. We like crushed red pepper inside of ours for a little bit of spice. And then just a little bit of pepper. What I'm going to do next is add a little bit of water to my pan, to my kamal, and then I'm going to cover it so the eggs cook from the bottom and they also steam from the top, because I am not, I repeat, I'm not flipping my eggs. So just pour a little bit of water in your pan. And then I'm going to cover it to let them steam. And once the white parts have solidified and there will be a slight film over your yolk, you know that your egg is done. I'll bring you back when I get to that point. Okay, see how the whites have completely solidified and the yolks are just, they're starting to cook through. You can tell because it changes color. So what I'm going to do, I turned off the heat. I'm just going to cover these and I'm going to let these sit for just a couple of minutes. All right, so we have enough to make 2 McGriddles. So I've got my bottom here. I think I'm going to put the sausage patties on the bottom. There's the thick one. There's the not so thick one. Where'd my spatula go? And then we're going to place our eggs. The eggs, I didn't record it, but the eggs just slipped right out of those rings. So my tip to you if you make these is to not rinse your rings in between the pancake and the egg, because you want that fat, that oil inside your ring, all the cracks and crevices, to keep your egg from sticking. And then when you just let it steam like that, then it just slides right out. You guys, these are so cute. I just absolutely love these. Let me show you. Look at these McGriddles. The eggs came out great. The yolk is still nice and juicy, runny. So when you bite into it, it's just gonna go everywhere. I love egg sandwiches like that. And then we've got the sweet maple syrup. My hands are all over the food. I would die if somebody touched my food like this. But we've got the maple syrup inside of our buttermilk pancakes. So I guess this begs to ask the question, do they taste good though? So let's give it a little taste. I tell you, that is so good. I haven't gotten a McGriddle from McDonald's in a long time. So knowing that I can make these on my own whenever I want, the way that I want, is perfect. And they do not lack. These definitely are better than takeout. But we forgot the bacon too. I didn't put any bacon on my sandwich, but I guess if you wanted to put some bacon on the side of your plate, there you go, everybody. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. Do you like to make McGriddles? What's your favorite breakfast sandwich? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you in another video. Bye.